Controversially, Hitman World of Assassination has been my favourite launch title on the Switch 2 by far. Despite a few minor technical hiccups, it pulled me in and refused to let me go, largely thanks to just how much content is packed into this game. My review schedule may drag me away, but you can bet I've been sneaking in for a few more sniper challenges wherever I can. Fans have been waiting in the shadows for a performance update since it launched, and patch 323 has finally arrived, with a new framerate lock, lighting adjustments, and several visual fixes. This update aims to smooth out the rough edges and make Agent 47's missions feel sharper than ever on the Switch 2. The question now is whether these changes will be enough to lure operatives back into the field for another round of stealth, strategy, and calculated chaos.
Greetings.
Patch 323 brings stability and polish to the Switch 2 version by improving both visuals and gameplay. The new framerate option is enabled by default and keeps performance consistent, making movement, aiming, and stealth feel a bit smoother. To test the impact of this new framerate option, I captured side-by-side footage in several key locations. Miami's crowded streets and bustling events usually stress the system, and the framerate lock promises to keep motion smooth while maintaining consistent pacing. So let's dive in. The Paris mission already stood out at launch with its bustling fashion show and layered environments, but patch 323 made it feel more atmospheric. The lighting adjustments have darkened the cellars and side corridors, giving these spaces a heavier sense of shadow that really suits the stealth tone of the game. With a locked frame rate, performance holds steady at 30 FPS throughout the mission, with no dips even during crowded sequences. Switching to unlocked mode averages closer to 40 frames per second, although their slight tearing appears when panning the camera quickly across the runway or over a large group of NPCs. The consistency of the locked option does make the experience feel smoother overall, while the new lighting tweaks enhance immersion without sacrificing clarity. Miami has also been a showcase level, with its massive crowds, bright colours, and constant activity around the race. With the framerate locked, the Switch 2 holds to a rock-solid 30 FPS, even in the opening plaza where the crowds are at their thickest. This results in a smooth, reliable motion that keeps Agent 47 responsive when weaving through groups or lining up for that clean shot. In unlocked mode, the game struggles to reach 40 FPS in the same opening area before gradually climbing and settling to a wavering 45 FPS once you move away from that main crowd. While the higher number can look appealing on paper, the fluctuations and small hitches make the locked option feel more stable and immersive during extended play. The China mission unfolds in the rainy neon street leads of Chongqing, beautifully bathed in a haunting glow that brings narrow alleys and overhead arcades to life. The lighting here now feels more atmospheric, with the backdrop of a living, breathing stage of shadows and vibrant signs. When the frame rate is locked, performance remains at a consistent 30 FPS, even when navigating the densest alleys and flashing billboards. In unlocked mode, the system struggles to stay above 40 FPS, typically hovering around 38 FPS during intense scenes. The result is a steadier experience when locked, and it allows the player to focus on exploration and strategy, and again the improvements in lighting here now give a stronger sense of immersion throughout the mission. Hawke's Bay is a smaller, more intimate mission set against a quiet beachfront estate, and this is the only level in testing where locked mode actually showed a noticeable drop. The framerate generally holds steady, but there are rare moments where it dips to around 27 FPS during infiltration. By contrast, the unlocked mode actually shines here, pushing closer to 60 FPS in the opening approach and then averaging about 50 FPS across the mission. The extra fluidity gives the level a sharper feel and makes exploration of the house and its surroundings more responsive. Of all the missions tested, Hawke's Bay is the only one that stands out where unlocked mode feels like the stronger option. I initially thought that the locked mode would not be the best way to play. I didn't really have a lot of problems with the performance while playing it, but after testing, It's really clear that it does provide a more immersive experience overall. With the exception of Hawke's Bay, the lock setting just delivers consistently smooth gameplay and reduces the small tearing issues that appear during unlocked mode. The steadiness makes each mission feel more reliable, and it lets the atmosphere and level design really shine without distraction. Beyond performance, patch 323 makes several refinements that noticeably improve the look and feel of Hitman on Switch 2. Lighting in darker areas has been reworked, giving basements and side corridors and night maps a heavier shadow that feels more in line with the menacing tone of stealth. The streets of Shonquin benefit the most, with the neon reflections standing out against the deeper blacks to create a rich sense of atmosphere. Mirrors, which were also a source of stutter when Agent 47 moved in front of them, now perform smoothly and no longer interrupt the flow of play. There's also smaller details that add up, like the bright displays in Teller Hall and the freelance supplier shop no longer overwhelm scenes, allowing mission locations to feel more natural. Instinct mode is also now more reliable, consistently highlighting guards, weapons and interactive objects, which makes planning and improvisation feel much more seamless. Even the game's stability has improved, with crashes tied to the autosave system now resolved. And these changes might sound minor on paper compared to the framerate lock, but altogether they just make missions look cleaner, play smoother, and feel more immersive than at launch. Patch 323 elevates Hitman World of Assassination on Switch 2 to a more complete and reliable experience. The new framerate option often proves its worth, with locked mode offering smoother and more consistent gameplay across nearly every mission. Hawke's Bay might be the outlier where unlock shines, but for the rest of the trilogy, the stability of the lock enhances immersions and reduces those distractions. Combined with these lighting tweaks and the improved instinct reliability, toned down displays and fixes for mirrors and crashes, this update just makes the game feel sharper and more refined. For newcomers who are yet to dive in, this remains the best entry point to play the series on the go. For returning fans, the update is a strong enough reason to step back into Agent 47's shoes and see how much better the Switch 2 version now feels. Hitman aimed high at launch, and with this patch, it lands even closer to perfection. For me, I feel it already had its sights lined up really well as one of the best experiences on the Switch 2, and this patch just brings that target into clearer focus.
47, you're about to be spotted. That's Maison taken care of. Nice work, 47.
Thanks so much for watching my video. If you liked it, the best way you can support What's It Like is by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends. For more reviews, click on the thumbnails to the right, and for everything Nintendo, check out what'sitlike.com.au.